This is Kerrigan and Company. Did you know that more than 90% of cyber attacks can be prevented? Focus Technology helps organizations create a cybersecurity framework to minimize your risk of being attacked. Let Focus Technology's certified team conduct an assessment to determine where the gaps are in your organization, no matter how big or small your company is. Utilizing the industry's best tools, Focus Technology security operations team will monitor and stop bad actors before it's too late. Contact Focus Technology today at focustsi.com and secure your company's most valuable assets. That's focustsi.com. A&B Burger in Beverly and A&B Kitchen and Bar in Boston are redefining guest expectations of a casual restaurant. Both A&B restaurant locations are focused on hospitality, creative menus, and delicious food and drinks. Now, I've been to both restaurants many times and loved everything I've tried. Get to A&B Burger on Cabot Street in Beverly or head across the street from our studio at the TD Garden to A&B Kitchen and Bar in Boston today and experience the A&B difference yourself. I promise you're going to love it. Welcome to Kerrigan and Company. I'm your host, Kim Kerrigan, and keeping me company today is none other than Big Country. Now, if you're asking yourself, who's that? Well, you better stay tuned. This is Kerrigan and Company.
Kerrigan and Company is here for you. Yes, Kerrigan and Company is here for you.
Welcome, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company. It's brought to us this week by, of course, A&B Burger. Great to have you along, and so glad that you've been with us for the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm very excited about today because we have a special edition. Obviously, this is Super Bowl week, and what better way to talk about the Super Bowl than with somebody who's played at a Super Bowl? And obviously, that is not me, but it is my guest who's keeping me company today. Everybody, this is former Patriot Max Lane. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I am so excited. I said to you when you came here into the studio that I was so surprised that you and I have never met before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like I've met you because I used to just see you on TV and everything, and I've got, you just have I just remember your face.
A familiar
and everything.
face.
Yeah, a familiar face.
It's,
and so
it's also one of those little signs, wanted signs, right? That you might recognize me. Well, Max and I have a few things in common that Max doesn't know, so I want to chat first about that. Besides the fact that we were both at the same Super Bowl.
We're both blonde.
Yeah. Yes, we're both very good looking. I mean, I guess we could stop there and go home, right?
Well,
exactly.
I'm a humble guy. I can't go
But you do know that obviously we both live north of Boston.
Yeah.
You live in Newburyport.
Yep.
And I'm a Swampscott gal. But more importantly, I am from the Show Me State, Missouri.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly.
And so are you, my friend.
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So I was born in Washington, Missouri, which
That's
is just
near
outside of St.
That's
Louis.
all right. I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry about that. I'm more on the Kansas City side of the state.
Yes, you are.
So.
But I grew up in Jefferson City. Went to Jefferson
State
City
capital.
High School.
That's one of the capitals that nobody ever gets.
You're exactly right. That's right. And you're from a little town in Missouri.
But we are the soybean capital of the world.
I did not know that.
And we have an annual soybean festival every year, the first weekend in August.
Fantastic.
So,
And you must be a superstar from there.
No, because, I grew up there, and you can't, in your hometown, they know everything about you. And, I go back, I let my hair down a little bit when I go back there.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just a regular guy back there.
You're just a regular guy there. I don't believe that. You played football, obviously, there, and then went on to play at Navy.
Yep.
Which, tell me a little bit about that journey getting you to Navy.
My first year of playing organized football was in 8th grade because we didn't have Pop Warner and all that stuff out there. And I had a hernia my 7th grade year, so I couldn't play my 7th grade year. So anyway, playing in 8th grade, I liked it, and I wanted to play the next year. And then playing that, I wanted to play the next year until it got to be my junior year. And I started realizing, oh, okay. And then the other thing is I'm the youngest of 5. So I was around the kitchen table for a lot, or eavesdropping on a lot of college tuition discussions between my parents and my older siblings. And I had this impression of how expensive it is, and it was even back in the 80s, and so my goal was always so my parents didn't have to pay for my college, and football was kind of like my avenue to do it. So anyway, Navy recruited me, and they played Notre Dame every year, and I always loved Notre Dame, and whenever they didn't even send me a letter to like recruit me, my pure love turned into pure hatred. And I was like, if I can't join them, I'm going to try to play them and beat them.
Right.
So
if you can't join them, then fight them.
There you go. Yeah. So,
good experience, obviously, at Navy.
Yeah.
And
we didn't win a lot of games,
well,
but it was a good experience. Yes.
It taught you a whole lot of discipline. It had to have, for sure. Ultimately, you end up with the Patriots. You were with the Patriots for 7 years on the offensive line.
Yep.
Bounced around on that line, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like because they thought they got tired of me playing in one spot, or I'm thinking that maybe I could play other spots, and that's why they did it. But there was one game I actually played every position but center in the same game. Really? Left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a tough game. I hope we won when it was all said and done.
We did win.
Oh,
we
good,
did win.
Good.
Yeah.
You spent 7 years with the Patriots. You were here during the Bill Parcells years.
Yeah, he drafted me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he really like? What was it like?
I loved him. I love him. And I don't mean I said loved. That's not bad. Like Bill, I love the guy, and he just like coming out of the Naval Academy and playing for him, it was like a seamless transition. Because his whole thing was like, if you're on time, you're late for meetings, and that's the way I was used to. And then there were other guys that were coming from, civilian college programs or other NFL teams, and it was definitely an adjustment for those guys. And for me, it was just like. And I was just happy, like I was making money. I had freedom. I didn't have somebody telling me where to go, what to do. But I had enough structure. There was structure with him and his system that it helped. And so I loved playing for him.
Well, you were part of that real building time for the Patriots as they built toward that dynasty.
I mean, Mr. Kraft and I were rookies the same year.
Wow.
So.
Mr. Kraft, listen to you.
Yeah.
Listen, I would have referred to him as Bob, but you know him and you called him Mr. Kraft.
He paid me some good money back in those days, so I'll always respect him for that.
Absolutely. I can only imagine. And you know how these guys are feeling right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's some guys in there that are, some of the Chiefs are, some of them are playing in their first Super Bowl.
Sure.
A few of them. A lot of them are playing in, they were just in it last year. So,
right.
Whoever's new to their team. I think that Kadarius Toney, their wide receiver, he's playing in his first one. So, there's a lot of different emotions on, between all those guys.
Absolutely.
You got people playing for different. You got Mahomes chasing Brady. You got just everything. So it's
well, and you look over on the other side, and you got Purdy, who was Mr. Irrelevant, right? And here is this kid who, by the way, is making not even a third of the money that the quarterback on the opposing team is making, Mahomes. So he's out there trying to prove that he is is somebody. So it's it's so exciting and it's great. Well, Max, I got to tell you, just hearing your stories about the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody plays in a Super Bowl. It's great. You played in a Super Bowl. I won't ever know anybody else probably who
I forgot to bring my AFC Championship ring. I wanted to bring that.
Oh, I wish you would have. You
get that for losing the Super Bowl.
Hey, listen, that's not a bad consolation prize. I'm here to tell you. I mentioned this to you before, but each week, before we move on, we do our Focus Technology Fast Five. So Focus Technology is a trusted IT partner for cybersecurity, cloud, and managed services. So what we do here, Max, is I'm going to throw out 5 quick questions to you. You're going to have 30 seconds to answer all 5. And Pete, our producer, is going to start the clock, and away we're going to go.
Where's the clock at?
You can't hear it, but I'll know. I assure you I will know when 30 seconds is up, and then a hook comes out, and then you're gone.
All right.
Are you nervous?
I'm ready.
This is not nearly as tough as many things you've faced in your life, I assure you. All right, here we go. Focus Technology Fast 5. Greatest football player of all time.
Joe Montana.
Best current coach in the NFL.
Andy Reid.
Best current... I'm saying it twice. You got me so flustered. All things being equal, would you rather coach or would you rather play?
Play.
That was
God,
easy.
that was fast.
Army or Navy?
Navy, come on.
What's your favorite snack when you're watching football?
Buffalo wings.
And who's going to win this weekend?
San Francisco.
Oh, my good. Hook, please. That's our Fast 5. I can't believe you said San Francisco. You're from Missouri. What happened there, Max?
Well, I'm starting to come back to the Chiefs side, but I just think that I feel like the Chiefs are kind of like what the Colts used to be when they had Peyton Manning. They feel entitled that they should, and now I'm kind of all right, but like after they won that Super Bowl against the 49ers, that first one, and I just know it because I know a lot of Chiefs fans, and they're probably going to tune into this because they saw it, and they may not like me for saying it, but I thought after they won that first Super Bowl that it was automatically that they were going to become the new Patriots, and they were going to become it was just like their
time to be the dynasty.
Yeah, it was their time. And I'm like, you got to earn that over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just happen. And that's why, I'm starting to warm back up to the Chiefs and everything like that because I love Andy Reid. I like Mahomes. Kelsey, he's good on his podcast. But I'm more like I like a George Kittle. I love him as a tight end because he blocks.
Yeah. Right.
He catches passes and he blocks. Kelsey catches passes. So that's why I'm not as but I'm getting back there. But
my parents are listening right now and they're heartbroken.
But they're from St. Louis. What do they care?
All right, everybody. Max Lane is with me, and coming up next, we're going to learn a little bit about
betting.
Rams.
They're mad at the Rams for moving.
No, they're mad at the Cardinals, actually. I think it goes back that far. Listen, we're going to learn a little bit about betting. So if you are planning to bet this weekend, we're going to have some tips for you. I know you're not planning to, and we're going to tell everybody why. But if you are planning to bet, we have a company that's based in Boston that can help you make some of the most amazing bets that you can imagine. That's coming up next on Kerrigan & Company. After the podcast, a lot of times we head over to A&B Kitchen and Bar across the street from our Big Night studio. It's right here at the TD Garden. I got to tell you, folks, I love it there. My problem is that I can never decide what I'm going to order. So the last time I was there, I had the Mediterranean Bowl. It really is one of my favorites. It's a mix of quinoa, kale, fried chickpeas, red onions, cucumber, and my favorite, feta cheese. I've also had the turkey burger there, and on top is melted brie. Oh, it is fantastic. I usually have fries. So good. My mouth is already watering. Next time I go, I am definitely going to try the spicy tuna poke bowl. Whatever I decide, I know it's never going to disappoint me. That is for sure. Be sure you check it out. It's A&B Kitchen and Bar, right across from the TD Garden. Do you know what generative AI is and how your company can ensure employees are more productive? Focus Technology can help you master the use of Microsoft's newest tool, Copilot. This powerful tool can help your team speed up many of their daily tasks by enabling hands-on learning directly with the software. It can summarize long emails, generate drafts of long documents, and search for answers to key questions. Copilot represents a unique opportunity for businesses to accelerate their understanding of what generative AI can deliver for their company. Contact Focus Technology today to learn more at focustsi.com and bring your organization into the AI revolution. That's focustsi.com.
If you like rum, you're going to love Rumson's Rum, New England's most award-winning rum brand. Rumson creates distinctive and savory flavor profiles by hand-selecting and marrying the finest barrel-aged Caribbean rums. The spirits are then blended and finished in the New England Rum House. Choose from Rumson's Gold, Spice, Grand Reserve, or Coffee Rum, which is smooth and sweet with a warm roasted coffee flavor, a hint of vanilla, and a decadent buttery finish. Find Rumson's at liquor stores or ask for it at your favorite restaurant. Learn more at rumsons.com. That's rumsons.com. Rumsons. Life lived, life enjoyed.
I want to tell you about the Northeast Arc, an organization that I am so proud to work with on a regular basis. Northeast Arc has been changing lives and discovering abilities for people with disabilities and autism for some 70 years now. They help people with diverse abilities across Massachusetts live as fully included members of society, choosing for themselves how to live, learn, work, socialize, and play. They're hiring, and if you'd like to join their dedicated team, this is how you do it. Visit ne-arc.org/careers. This segment of Kerrigan & Company is brought to you by Lucia Lighting and Design, where people in the know go for the best possible lighting and design experience. This is Kerrigan & Company. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan & Company, of course, brought to us by A&B Burger. Good to have you with us. Keeping me company today, of course, is Max Lane. He is a former Patriot, and we've got a lot more to talk to Max about, and we're going to get back to just you. Just you.
Yeah. It's all about me. It's all about me.
In just a little bit. But before we do, again, obviously, this is Super Bowl week. Now, you can't bet.
I cannot bet. I am not allowed to bet on anything.
Yeah, and that's because you still have an affiliation with the NFL.
Because, I'm a uniform inspector for the league, and I do it at Patriots home games. So I have to do all this, like, I will not bet type training stuff every year to make sure that there's no conflict.
Absolutely, sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you were betting, then you would want to know our next guest for sure. That there's no two ways about it. James Santore is the Chief Marketing Officer for the company Rithmm. And James, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. James is actually in Vegas, and you guys are out there for a number of reasons, not the least of which, of course, it's the Super Bowl. And Rithmm is a company that does analytics for sports betting. Talk to us a little bit about Rithmm. Tell us and the listeners what it's all about.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. It's pretty crazy out here. Got in yesterday. The airport was absolutely wild, but it's pretty cool to see signage everywhere. And it really does feel like it's a big party just for football. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like as the days continue here. So Rithmm, really what we're trying to do is help bettors, daily fantasy users, anybody try to use more data when it comes to betting on games or engaging with their favorite games. And I think the best part about Rithmm is it's not a sports book. It's not a sports betting platform. It's actually a data and analytics platform. Yeah. So even if you can't bet on sports, you can still get value out of Rithmm because you can go do daily fantasy. You can even use it for fantasy football, technically, if you wanted to. But yeah,
I'm allowed to do that. So,
yeah, exactly. And so our team is all Boston-based. They actually met at MIT. And what they did, they said, hey, we're learning about all this advanced data and analytics. It's already being applied to financial markets. Why isn't this being applied to sports? Because if you really think about it, sports betting and traditional stock markets and the markets in general, there's a lot of similarities in the way they're approached. And nobody had really been trying to apply to the mass market a way to use data to help them make better decisions. So that's what Rithmm basically is. We have a team of data scientists and quants that came together to build a platform that takes over 3 years of data, a proprietary algorithm, and allows people to find the best bets across all the different sports books for game picks, so money lines, totals, spreads, and also player props. So again, you can open Rithmm. You may not know what to bet on. You may not have had the time to browse a sports book. Rithmm will tell you where the best opportunities are to become a better bettor. So we're really trying to help people use more data, be a smarter, better, and it really just help with engagement and make all their sports experiences that much better.
It's so crazy because in the old days, you just went, well, I really think that team's going to win. And you went and you laid your money down and you just hoped you were right. Now you can look at this analytic, information, and you can really make an informed bet that is probably going to be accurate most of the time. Right, James?
Yeah, I think that's it. Like transparency and understanding where picks are derived from. I think that there's been this, I mean, the sports betting market's been around forever. Now, the legalized sports betting market's only been around since 2018, but still, most of the traditional ways people were getting picks are from handicappers or people behind the screen or behind
like
an email.
my dry cleaner,
Right.
somebody like that.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's a bookie or somebody else that's just, again, like giving out these picks. So we wanted to give people the same tools that those professional bettors have and make it in a way that, again, not everybody's a data scientist or has those, the abilities to use data to that level. But that's what we've done with Rithmm, is be able to put that into a package that anybody can use. So if you're somebody that wants to just, again, have a menu of the best bets, easy, open the app and it's there. But if you're somebody that wants to really take all the data that we have available and make their own custom models from it and really get down to the nitty gritty, they can do that as well. So it's pretty cool because we're adding transparency to being able to get picks and have a say in every game. And again, not having to trust somebody, which is it's great.
My question is, you're not concerned with, like, because there's people probably going on Rithmm, but still making underground bets. Are you worried?
Yep.
Like, I would be worried about, you're on Vegas. There might be people after you. The bookie people, they don't want you. They might be worried.
So people ask that a lot. They're like, are bookies or are even sports like DraftKings, FanDuel, are they worried about a tool like us?
Right.
Yeah.
And to me, my answer is they should be wanting a tool like us, because if you think about any other industry, like literally any other industry, there's always something to help the consumer. If you look at sports betting, there's literally nothing to help the consumer besides a few FAQs on a website tucked away at the deepest page of that sports book. So in reality, what we're like, nobody's ever going to truly beat the books. Like the lines move too quickly. They're way too good at what they do. What we want to do is help people be better at trying to beat the books and have a better experience doing so. So for us, again, imagine a DraftKings, a FanDuel offering a tool like this to help bettors have a better experience. And again, that's responsible gaming, and it's just a better experience in general.
Sure.
And if the people that have never bet and are casual bettors know that there's a tool like Rithmm out there, you're going to bring in more people. So that's why those FanDuel and all those people would want something like Rithmm, because it's going to get more people to engage.
Quite frankly, it seems to me it's also going to give people confidence about betting, and so maybe they're going to lay a little more money down.
Ooh,
exactly. And the confidence aspect is big. And I'll use myself as an example. Like I work a lot. I love sports. That's what I do when I'm done working every night. I'll go watch the Sixers or whatever my team's on. Usually I don't have the time to just go look at the lines or really, again, browse the best options for that game. I want to sit down. I want to pull up Rithmm and know, hey, the Sixers money line or the Sixers total here is where I should be feeling comfortable. That makes my life that much easier, and I can still enjoy the game and feel confident that I'm going to win that bet. Doesn't always happen, but I know my models personally have been at like 60%, which is a great rate, because again, traditionally people, even a good handicapper is like 53, 54% of the time. So again, it's confidence, it's ease of access, and it's just the utility of having a tool like this to just be able to always have action in any game is really, it's great.
James Santore is our guest. He's from Rithmm. He's the chief marketing officer, and he's in Vegas right now. Are you guys out talking to people in Vegas, about the company? What's going on in Vegas Super Bowl week?
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in Vegas for Super Bowl week, but a big piece of it is really, spreading the word about what we're doing. I was actually out here in November for a conference, and we had just kind of gotten launched, so wanted to spread the word then. We've had a lot of great traction since then, so really we're here to not only just continue to develop partnerships, but also to help fundraise for our next round and continue building out our product, because for what we've been able to build, and our team is just like unbelievable. I've been working with startups for like 8 years now. I've seen a lot of really good teams, and this is definitely one of the best teams I've ever been able to work with. And we've already built a Ferrari. Let's put it that way. We built a Ferrari. And when we continue to add features that make a Ferrari accessible to everybody, that's where we can really take over. I mean, imagine a Ferrari, but at a Toyota price. Like that's what we want to be able to build. So there's an option for everybody.
I'd like to buy a Ferrari for a Toyota.
I would too.
Exactly. And that comes with a great team and the ability to scale the right way. And I think that's what we're building towards. So that's, again, Vegas for us is the partnerships that are going to allow us to do that, but also the capital influx that will allow us to really add sports, add features, and really take over this market.
So, James, let's talk about the sports. You got the NFL, you got the NBA. I know you got collegiate basketball, and you talked about golf, right?
Yeah, so golf is we're really excited for golf. Actually, I just got to see the first the first iteration of what it's going to look like, and it's a game changer. So that'll be out as March Madness concludes. Golf will come out. So there will be no lapse in sports from Rithmm, and you'll be able to get right into golf. And we'll have every tournament, so many different ways to, again, if you think about a golf tournament, how many competitors are in that? We're going to help people find the best bets from hundreds of different competitors. So every single match you watch, every single round, it's that much more exciting. So I'm really excited for that aspect of things, because I think we drive people to watch sports and games they otherwise wouldn't. Mm-hmm. I'll use college basketball as an example too. We have every single Division I game you can get a say on. You'll be like, I bet Grambling State yesterday. I don't even know where Grambling State is, and they won. They were a plus 200 underdog.
It's in Louisiana, I think.
There we go.
I got real quick. What's the over and under? What should I do? Over and under Reba McEntire national anthem. Go.
I'm going to go over, but that's actually, we don't have that.
You don't have any data?
This is no prep. That's like that. Just on players, right?
We have player props.
Yeah.
Props, yeah, that's personally, I'll say over. I think it's way more fun if she goes over. So, and I'll go try to stay by the stadium too. I'll try to like record it and see if I can hear how long her recordings are going. I'll give it the inside.
You'll have that echo though, so watch out. Be careful when you're betting. Hey, James, listen, best of luck out there. Have a great time in Vegas. And I'm going to follow Rithmm. This is exciting. It's really a cool thing. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're really just trying to make people's lives better when they're betting. I mean, it's just, there's not a lot of tools helping bettors, and we want to be the one that really is doing that. We have the right team, we have the right product, and, we're really building the right partnerships and scalable future that's going to allow us to take over and really help everybody out.
All right. James, thanks a bunch for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, James.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a great rest of your week.
You too. James and the team at Rithmm are kind enough to offer all of our Kerrigan & Company listeners who follow us on social media, that's Facebook and Instagram, 25% off on their first month subscription to Rithmm. So be sure you go to our social media and follow the link there to get your 25% off. Coming up next, we're going to find out some good snacks when it comes to Super Bowl Sunday with our great friend Tom Holland from A&B Burger. I have to tell you, folks, I think lighting in your home is one of the most important things that you can do to keep the house updated. And when I need new lighting, I head to Lucia Lighting and Design. Their spectacular 10,000 square foot showroom inside a beautiful mansion in Lynn, Massachusetts is decorated with both architectural and decorative lighting in every single style. From crystal and traditional to contemporary and modern, the selection is absolutely unmatched. Whenever I'm looking for new lighting, as I mentioned, I head to Lucia Lighting and Design. And when I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for, I rely on the expert guidance of their design team. I know that they can help me. Learn more and book your appointment today. It's Lucia Lighting. If you're looking for a great page-turner book, I highly recommend Trevor. It's written by S. Hilbrey Thompson. Now, unable to escape his past, Matt Stone heads north, leaving behind the memory of his dead wife and son. His journey takes a turn when he comes across his late son's doppelganger, Trevor Reed. Blinded by the resemblance, Matt becomes obsessed and begins to stalk the little boy. Little does Trevor know, he becomes wrapped up in Matt's delusions. Before long, the local authorities, FBI, and an enthusiastic reporter are all actively involved. When Trevor disappears, his family will do anything to get him back. A chase starts on Boston's North Shore and leads to an island on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. Trevor is gripping from the first page. It's fast-moving, it's suspenseful, it's touching, and it's tragic all at the same time. I have to tell you, folks, I loved this book, and I highly recommend it. Purchase Trevor by S. Hilbury Thompson on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and other online book retailers.
Big Night Studios is now open for all content creators. Are you looking to start a podcast? Looking to expand your brand? Then visit bignightmedia.com. Check out our rates, check out the studio, and see all the podcasts we have to offer. That's bignightmedia.com.
This segment of Kerrigan and Company is brought to you by Great Point Wealth Advisors. If you're close to retirement and want a better plan for the future, connect with greatpointwealth.com today. That's Great Point Wealth. They can help. This is Kerrigan and Company. Well, we've added to our set here now. Tom Holland is here with us. He is the owner of A&B Burger, which is in Beverly, and an A&B Kitchen and Bar, which is just across the street from the Garden.
Yeah.
And you are our presenting sponsor, and we appreciate that so very much.
Thank you.
And now you're presenting today some
We are.
food.
Yeah.
So this is our Super Bowl special. Obviously, Max Lane is with us, former Patriot, and we've been talking football. We were talking football betting and analytics, and then you got to talk about one of the best parts of a Super Bowl. Max, would you say since you're not playing Super Bowl Sunday, the food is one of your favorite parts of it
I
now?
don't think I hardly even watch the game.
I don't think anybody does. You watch commercials.
Yeah,
you
it's
watch
food and
I can
commercials.
see replays for
Right.
a year.
Absolutely.
You can't get the replay of the food.
No, you cannot. And I think every Super Bowl party has to have some kind of good food, and I know you guys have great stuff. So we invited you to come over and share with us something that you could get at A&B, or you could take home.
That's correct. Yeah. So what we have here today is our Tailgate Platter. And this is something we've done for the last couple of years. It's really a collection of all your favorite foods for Super Bowl. We have over here our chicken quesadillas. We have Eastern Standard Provision pretzels. You can't really see them in there because they're hidden underneath, and that's by design because these are my favorite, and I don't want anyone else to eat them. Those are pigs in the blanket. And then house-made tortilla chips and a spinach artichoke dip. So but you'll see there is one missing spot right here, and so we thought, you're going to have some great wings, which are sitting right here, and you want to have that fresh sauce tossed, and it's a Korean barbecue sauce for us.
Are you, Max, a wing guy?
Yeah, no, totally a wing guy. Like that's what I have when I go. I'm just waiting for you to get these things done. Right now.
It's crazy the amount of wings. They give the stats every year, the amount of wings that are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday. It's become a staple. I mean, you got to have wings, and if you don't, then you've missed the mark.
That could be one of the things that Rithmm follows.
Yeah, they should. You're right.
No.
Right, analytics on the wings.
The question is, are y'all flats or drumsticks?
Oh,
'Cause we have
I'm a
big
drumstick.
battle.
Yeah, I'm a
Are you-
drumstick gal. Yeah. How about you, Max?
I'm a flat because I have a technique where I can just take all the meat right off the bone.
Oh, that's
So,
impressive.
I didn't come up with it. Like I've saw people, but I can do it.
I believe you can. I believe you can eat a few of them too. Can you not? All right. So for our people who are listening and aren't watching, Tom he's got a big bowl here. We got the wings in it, and you're stirring in the sauce.
I am, and so
Tossing it, I should say.
I'm going to toss it after I mix it a little, just because I have my nice shirt on today, and I don't want to get it covered in sauce. I'm not in my chef apron at the moment. So this is our Korean barbecue sauce, and we've had it on the menu since the day we opened, and it is very popular. In fact, people come in and buy it to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
give it a little shot if you don't mind while you're.
So
No double dipping in there. Don't put that finger
okay.
back in
All
there.
right, it was
But
this one.
we need more
Tasted
sauce.
really good. It's got a kick.
yeah, so that's the chili paste.
Oh, I like that.
So it's a sweet and spicy sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it starts off sweet and it finishes on the back just really. Really get these mixed up in here now and make them messy so that when Max
I'm gonna
eats
give
them-
this a shot, Tom. I'm more of a buffalo guy, but
This is good. You're gonna like it.
and
It's
I like
kick.
a little kick. Is it
Yeah,
gonna be a
it's
little
got a kick.
There's
Right.
a bit of a kick here. So I'm going to put these here. I'm going to leave one flat for you. And when we get to anyone that's watching, we can see your technique. And,
Yeah, we can learn how to do the flats. Hey, Tom, while we're talking about this, the restaurants. You have a lot of people who come in on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So the Beverly restaurant we actually closed down at night 4. So there's
Yeah.
a big difference between city and suburbs. In the suburbs, everyone has houses and space, and so they usually host parties. So we do
Right.
a lot of catering up there. Where in the city, you don't have that much space, so people go out to watch the Super Bowl. So
Sure.
in our Boston location, we have 9 TV screens plus a big 10-foot projection screen. Sound will be on, draft beers, tailgate platters you can have in-house. And if you're on the North Shore, or you want to drive an hour up from the South Shore, you can come up and pick up catering up until 5:30 in Beverly.
Yeah, that's great. That's terrific.
All right, so here's the thing. We're going to put this right here for you, Max. All right, so that's
Do
a
we have a
messy one.
napkin for Max? He'll probably need one. So, yep, we do. Our
right there.
producer has got one.
right.
All right. So, when this is served, is it hot?
So it is. Oh yeah. These are served hot. That's why. So you can come pick it up till 5:30.
Okay.
If you order them ahead, if you're ordering them in the restaurant, they order them all night long. We do small and large. So this one here, it's a lot of food. We expect it serves 4 to 6 people. If you have other food along with it, which you can, we have burgers, we have pizzas, we have all kinds of other foods you can add to it. This is just one component. We actually have a couple of burger bar catering on Super Bowl where we go out and we set up, sliders, and then they have all the fixings and they can make their burgers for them. So there's a lot of different offerings, but this is a small one. We have a large one as well, so you can feed up to 12 people with the large one.
I love it. That's so great. That's so fun. All right, you going to try it for us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you said you're a Buffalo guy, but we've got, I think you're going to like this Korean barbecue sauce.
I don't know if this will work. It depends on how long ago they were made.
That is true. So I had to walk across the street with them. So,
we'll see. It may not be perfect.
Well, I think if it's not perfect right now, folks, he's got it in his mouth. He pulls.
That is
it looks
pro
pretty
right
darn
there.
perfect.
That is a pro. I love it.
Ooh, and how do you like that sauce? It's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he doesn't have to. Can you imagine? We've got that.
See, if I hear that in a restaurant, though, I'm happy.
Yeah, you
if
like
I
that
walk over
growl
and check
that
in
goes
and I get
across.
that is the sound I want to hear in my restaurants all day long.
I got to tell you, that was impressive. Not only did you get all the meat, but you did it. Yeah, but you did it pretty neatly. That's not bad, Max. I'm impressed. That's great. All right. So again, it's the tailgate platter. And be sure, if you're interested, folks, that you get hold of them at A&B Burger, which is up in Beverly, or you can do so right here in the city. Run over and have one at A&B Kitchen and Bar. Good to see you.
You as well, Kim. Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Super Bowl week.
Yeah, you as well. All right. And thanks, Max. Max, I appreciate that. Wait. Let's take that off. There we go. Thanks, Max.
This is Kerrigan and Company. Is your life getting more complex? Maybe jobs are changing, you're nearing retirement, shifting family dynamic, uncertainty about your financial future. It may be the right time to contact our sponsor, Great Point Wealth Advisors, for holistic planning and advice. Great Point Wealth Advisors is a registered investment advisory firm with offices in Boston and Danvers, Massachusetts. Listen to their short form podcast, Great Points, on most streaming platforms, or contact them at greatpointwealth.com. That's greatpointwealth.com. Welcome back, everybody. My guest keeping me company today, of course, is Max Lane, a former Patriot. We have had so much fun. We've eaten, we've chatted,
this is the
we're
best.
betting.
I got food in my teeth. I can feel it.
When you and I started talking at the very beginning, I mean, honestly, I could have had you here all hour and a half, whatever, and just keep talking straight through. But first off, you were talking to me about some of the things that you've done outside of football now. And you got a new gig. I want you to share with everybody. It's so cool.
There for a while, I had, I had all my retirement gigs all set up. My NFL uniform inspector, that's got good beer money. Coaching football up at Phillips Exeter and on like a part-time basis and helping out up there. And, those are 2 great side gigs, but I didn't have my meat and potatoes.
Right.
And I just got connected to this company and had this opportunity to go to work for a company called Python Technology. And the great thing about it is it's still in the sports space. So, and what they do is they have a product. I'm actually wearing it right now. And this is sort of still in the development stages. They have a device, hardware, and then it's also along with it is an AI. I should have said this to Rithmm, to James, but an AI-infused application. And so, me playing football, my background, everything, they brought me on to utilize my sports and football network and connections and all that because what they think that this device can do is potentially detect brain injury by some of the reaction time tests. It's got a neuro sensor on it. If I can get this thing off. On the bottom, it's got a neuro sensor.
Yeah.
So it can track the electrical signals that are going from your brain down to that sensor and how fast they travel.
It's amazing technology.
Now obviously I'm not the product person on this or the technical guy. I'm more the sales relationship guy. So I can't really go into all the specifics and how it does it, but it does it.
Yeah, it's
and so it's cutting edge. And I'm excited to be a part of it, and
Awesome.
Maybe it can help athletes that are
That makes me think about, and I was going to ask you this earlier, but just the changes in football since you played football. The rules have changed.
Yeah.
Tackling is different. Concussion protocol is different. Is this a good thing, or is it the wussification of the game?
When I played, they weren't diagnosing them as much, and whenever all this stuff started coming out, I was kind of like, well, thinking how you were saying it, the wussification. But then, I was at an event here in Boston. I think it was for the Concussion Legacy Foundation, and they were putting up cross sections of like boxers' brains up on the. After they died, right? And then they had cross sections of some former football players that had passed away, and their brains looked worse than the boxers' brains. So that's what kind of made me a little bit more like aware of it and concerned about it. But the way things have changed, that's made the game so much safer. The techniques, and I know this from coaching. They're coaching so much safer techniques in tackling and blocking and everything like that. So the game is so much safer than it ever was. Yeah. So
it's a good thing, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Super Bowl 31, the game comes to an end. Unfortunately, Green Bay wins. You go back to the locker room and tell me how it all wrapped up.
You go back to the locker room and it's it's pretty somber. Parcells gives a little bit of a speech, and then that's about it. And a lot of it's like a blur because you're in kind of your own head replaying what happened in the game. I remember I just wanted to get out of there, and I walked back to the hotel, and there was a post-game party kind of set up, and that was kind of, my family, that's where I was going to meet up with my family and everything. But I just wanted to walk back to the hotel and kind of get out, just get away from people and get away from things and
decompress a little bit.
And decompress, bingo, decompress a little bit before I had to get back into the, somewhat try to put on a happy face for my family and be pleasant and all that stuff. So it was tough. And then the next day, there's all kinds of rumors swirling around about Parcells and what was going to happen with him. And, we flew back the next day. I didn't know who was flying back because he had already, like I said, before, we had already done like an exit meeting. And he did that in order to give other players that were from like Texas or Florida that they could just go home from that game. And so there was probably, I would say, half the team or at least a third of the team that probably didn't fly back to New England on that plane. And, obviously Bill didn't either. But so I kind of looked at you. A lot of people have asked me since then, like, oh, and you see a lot of fans like angry about that whole thing. But, I didn't know anything was going on. And you just got back and you just tried to pick up the pieces and get ready. Then all the news came out. We had a new coach. We had months later, and you had to get ready for the next season. So,
it was bittersweet, no doubt. All of it when it was all said and done.
But as you get older, the bitter part kind of goes away, and you put it into perspective, and it's all better.
So, prediction for Sunday.
San Francisco 27, Chiefs 24.
I was going to give you one more chance to
Nope.
choose the Chiefs, and you didn't do it.
Come on, Joe Montana's my favorite player. Come on now.
Go.
So I got that in me.
Max Lane, it's been a pleasure. It's really been a lot of fun. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you for being with us for Kerrigan and Company. Remember to check us out on social media. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Kerrigan and Company. To find out who will keep me company and be my co-host on the next episode, be sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Kerrigan and Company is recorded at the Big Night Studios at the TD Garden in Boston. You can view the podcast on YouTube and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure you tell a friend. The executive producer of Kerrigan and Company is David Thompson. Our engineer is Peter Hurley, and our social media managers are Grace Kerrigan, Colby Thompson, and Riley Thompson. See you next time.
Yes, Kerrigan and Company.